Now let's take and get all of our geometry back. So we'll post-process both the engine and the box. And I want to show you if we run the other method. So let's come in here, go back to Analyze, and let's go to our radiation solver, SindaRad, and let's this time pick Compute the rad case. If you remember, we had 7,000 total conductors. Most of them were linear conductors, and maybe there's about 1,000 radiation conductors in our last model. Let's also take off this interactive. Now we won't go into SindaRad, but we'll just let it run in the background. So now I'm running and I'm using the RAD-K method. And this time it not only has to compute geometric view factors and smooth those, but it also has to create the radiation exchange factors, or sometimes called gray body view factors. So you see it's running a couple passes on that, and it took a little longer to run that. But now when Cinda runs, it's going to have to process a lot more radiation conductors, because now there'll be a radiation conductor from every surface to every surface. And since this is on the outside, it really doesn't add that many more. If we were on the inside, you would get like the number of surfaces squared. But I see here we're up to about 50,000 so far. Now we're about 70,000 conductors. So we're about 100,000 conductors in the model. So it took a little while longer to process, and it ran about the same speed. And we can access our results. And it says the results were imported. Now I want to look at that Cinda file, and if we look at that Cinda file, you'll see there's a lot more radiation conductors. There were 7,000 before, but now there should be about 100,000. The radiation conductors start at around 5,900, and they go all the way up to 98,000. So a lot more radiation conductors. But the question is, do we get the same answer? And we should get very similar answer. We can see the results from run 2 look like this, and the results from run 1 look like this, which looks like there's no difference, but you'll see some slight differences in the box. So let's go post-process only on the box. Let's zoom to fit here. Let's look at the bottom of the box, the hot side here. Now you can see the maximum here is 81.6, and when we look at the other method, it's 81.0. And the contours shift a little bit. So they're 0.6 of a degree different, but one runs much faster, and SindaRad runs about twice as fast because it doesn't have to produce the radiation exchange factors. So that's a little bit difference between the two methods, the flux method and what we call the Cinda radiation conductor or RAD-K method.